Hola, buenos días. Es Nico.
Loser.
Come on, Pops, let's go.
No! Now you listen here. No.
So today, yes, I'm back. I couldn't stay away forever. It's just, I'm going to make a little PSA before we get into the actual video. Yeah, I'm gonna put the little timestamp so that you know when to actually skip if you just want to get into the topic. I'm not going to be replying as much to messages. Nico, what do you mean? A lot of people always tell me, I love how no matter how big your platform gets, you make sure to reply and look at every message, but I'm starting to see more content creators on YouTube also discuss this, where it's like, you guys are mean. You guys are really mean and very like, and you know, I'm not the type of bitch that like backs away from that. I usually go back and forth with people, but I've learned in the last 2 weeks of peace, because I've even taken like a slight step from social media. If I don't interact with y'all, you don't exist to me. Like, that's the thing. And I'm not saying that to my girlies. I'm saying that to the people that say inflammatory shit. You know, because I like to have dialogue and like to go back and forth with people. But if you're just logging in to tell me you don't like my laugh, that you don't like me, that you like my content, but you can't stand me as a person, bitch, that does absolutely nothing for the dialogue. So I'm not engaging. I'm not engaging. And if I engage less, it just helps me keep my peace of mind. Ignore the clothes on my bed. I'm folding like the depression stack of clothes that's been on my bed because my boyfriend started folding them for me. I love you, baby, but I'm finishing it because I'm in a good place. Like, this has been the best holiday for me. I found the love of my life. Like, the big things are happening in my personal life that I'm not bringing to the internet, but it's just, this is the best that I've been in a while, and I need to come back to YouTube because it's a job, but but I'm not going to be engaging as much just to keep my personal sanity, because a lot of people are just antagonizing me because they're not actually joining in on the dialogue. But yeah, let's move over to white chocolate. He's a nicotine phone. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be laughing at that. I shouldn't. Because that's my thing. Like, when people discuss being transracial, race is a social construct. Like, in actual, you know, in the actual wild, we are not different species. Race is based solely on phenotype to just like disassociate like certain groups, you know? Like, that's the thing. Race is literally a social construct. We're just based on phenotypes because at the end of the day, we're all the human race. And I know that's like the, oh, you know, the kumbaya talk, but it's really like race is a social construct. We are all human. So when people are like, I'm transracial, I'm like, your phenotype is not backing that up, sis, you know? Because when that dialogue always starts, especially because it's never for anything like beneficial. Like, when we look at like Rachel Dolezal, Nico, you're getting ahead of yourself. But yeah, when we look at like Rachel Dolezal, at least she was in the community doing something, you know, like she was a part of African-American districts, actually helping with funding, helping with progressive movements. Y'all are going up for this transracial identity for a man that's just fucking some black booty hole. Let's just be honest. Like, let's be, okay. So Marco, who considers himself a person of color, whose father is Cuban, white. What, Nico? White. Because when we look at Cuba, you know, there was actual segregation. There was actual segregation and racism there. So I'm like, if they can make the distinction between you're white and you're black, why do people use a nationality as a way to say I am not white when white exists in multiple areas of the world? I don't understand. But you know what? That's just me again. You know, it's just me being wacky and quirky with common logic. But yeah, so he's a person of color, even though on all of his porn sites it lists him as European. Yes, I did my research on this one because this is hilarious. And I saw people rightfully dragging him. Like, he got to the point where Adrian Hart, even Max Connor, that's my thing. When somebody sent me this tweet where Max Connor said, you didn't think twice about tweeting this, like, you obviously don't understand what you're saying. Like, if Max Connor, the person who screamed Wakanda forever within a white man's asshole, is coming to you and teaching you race politics, bitch, you are a step behind. And you know, and I'm not even gonna make this about Max Connor, but it's just if this person who has had so many conflicting actions based around race and selling out and allowing people to call him the N-word in bed has grown enough to come forth and say, bitch, you need to reevaluate what you're saying before you get dragged. You really need to reevaluate what you're saying. Like, even Adrian Hart, like, all of the raccoons of Freak Twitter were standing up against the white man. And I was just sitting here like, I must live in the Twilight Zone. Like, I must live in the Twilight Zone if they are all rallying together to say, no, this one has gone too far. When Max Connor has been on video allowing somebody to call him a nigga while he's fucking them. So I'm just like, 2022 is bringing in a new era. I don't know what to expect anymore, especially because some of them weren't rallying. You know, it wasn't a universal, raccoon Twitter moment where everybody was like, you know what, let's publicly just say, fuck no, we're not gonna tolerate this. There were people that were saying, don't worry, you just need to not say it on the internet. You need to use it on a person-to-person basis. And his racial identity and how he chooses to identify doesn't bother me. I'm just talking about using the N-word during sex, And I need y'all to understand that when people have these broad discussions about, let's say, politicized race, because like I said, race is a social construct. Politicized race, there's a reason that they break it up between people of color and black people, because when you lump these two groups in together, one is going to be clearly erased to fit the benefits of the other. So if we're saying, don't say that word because you are not black, and that's not even, because people always say, oh, it's blah, 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 blah. No, like, most black people understand Afro-Latino, African-American, Africans, the whole diaspora understands this unity of don't say that word if you do not belong to this group. Some parts of the diaspora still does not use that word, which I respect. But it's like, you cannot lump people into one group and then be like, oh, but you cannot say this word. That's why I always say black and person of color. There's a distinct, separation, and we see it time and time again when politicized race issues continue to come up. But this one took me for a loop. Somebody said, I don't know why you're so mad. This isn't the 1900s anymore. Everybody says the N-word. And that particular comment made me had to go do research. I had to click on his page, and the first thing I saw was a video with the nigga to the bone, white chocolate. White chocolate spit in this man's face, this dark-skinned black man's face. He didn't even spit in his mouth. He spit on his face and slapped him powerfully twice in the face and then kissed him. I'm just sitting here like, slavery is alive and well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just at that point, I'm like, girl, everything you just tried to say in this man's defense is tossed out the window. Because first of all, it was already ignorant to start with. Second of all, you have a video of him spitting in your face and slapping you. Like, I just wish people, especially because I don't even know why I had to do the disclosure between people of color, because he says he identifies as a person of color, but as we've already dissected based on the politicized race issues in different countries, in different nationalities, that you can be white and a part of this nationality. He identifies as European. So it's like, I shouldn't even have to discuss the person of color issue when this person identifies as white. So, you wearing a do-rag because his real hair, hilarious. I did research on this, hilarious. So you wearing a do-rag and you fucking on black and brown men and women does not make you a nigga to the bone. And I understand that popular culture has already projected the word nigga to like superstardom heights, and it's in every song, it's in every rap, it's just, but it's like, it's not for you. And I'm one of those people that's like, I use it with my people, but I don't use it in front of people that cannot use it, just because I do not give people that room for error. I do not let people that cannot use that word think that they can use that word around me, because that's what that one dude was saying. I know a lot of people that give the nigga pass. I do not. As soon as you say it, I'm gonna look at you like you're stupid, because girl, we not on that level. We never gonna be on that level till you skin folk. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's self-destructed raccoon Twitter. And I mean, I even saw like DM messages from Rain, you know, the one that recently got topped by Raheem. Shout out to Raheem for topping the tops. But he even said in an OnlyFans DM where they were like, are you gonna confront him on this? He was like, I'm not gonna join the cancel train. I'm gonna talk to him in private, because that's the kind of character that I have in my heart, because he's not racist. He's just a little ignorant and he's cultural appropriating and he doesn't understand. But I'm gonna go to him in private and I'm gonna talk to him peacefully and educate him. I am not about to be no educating Negro. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be the wise educating Negro that helps you with your emotional growth, your character plot line. I'm not gonna help you for character development, bitch. That's not in my spirit. If you wanna sell out, waste your time and energy correcting every white man that uses the N-word, that's up to you. That is not gonna be me. Peace to you, my brother. Peace to, why am I talking like Monique? But yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna do that. So to see Raccoon Twitter, because Rain is also a part of Raccoon Twitter. I think the first black person I saw him actually smash was Raheem, and he was bottoming for him. So it's like, to see Raccoon Twitter be split in half between those that are very polarized, actually coming out of the sunken place to say, no, this isn't right, and those that accept the pickle juice that's given to them for their little blip of stardom, because the people that were going up for him collaborated with him, but they have no numbers. So I'm like, bitch, you ain't gotta tap dance this hard if you're not even getting numbers out of it. But that's just me. So to see these two sides divided so evenly, it just threw me for a loop. I really have faith. No, I should not have faith in the OnlyFans community. I really have faith that 2022 is gonna bring some changes. Definitely drop your opinions down below. Do you believe in transracial, the transracial topic, especially since race is a social construct based solely on phenotype? Do you think that he's a nigga to the bone? Can he use that since nigga has been added to the popular culture? I mean, he even went as far as to donate his earnings to his black community in his area by buying a black family at Waffle House dinner. I know. I know. He bought a black family at Waffle House dinner because he is giving back to his black community. Drop your opinions down below. Also, ignore the gleam. It's not a glow. I'm sickly, so I'm sweating. But yeah, definitely drop your opinions down below.
And once again, a quick thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, and a quick shout out to my third eye tier patrons. Your support means everything to me and helps me do this a lot more smoothly. I will also be listing this week's live stream topic in case anybody wants to join in on the fun. I will see you guys there.